I've never been to Hawaii, but I've been all over the country. Well, you couldn't see. You know, sometimes they have these Sundays. Even when I was there, I think when we look out there. So yeah, I've seen it in New Hampshire high houses, but I don't know how specific the street. I don't think they're water on. I know because previous years it's fun. It's like you're in a rainforest. Yeah. But for regular students, it's not. Scared to what's happening. I was in that would be a mistake. I might get up and go on. Joyce Day. Yes. So you can't do that. Yeah. Strange that she wanted. Yeah. That's good. Yes, it is. Oh, no. You need a book? What am I seeing? Oh, there's a spare one. Chef, do we have that book? No. No, Joe has it. I nearly saw it online. Thought about it.
Hi, Anna. Smile and Donna.
Well, it is what it is. We're here to hold it.
Donna. What? Oh, wow.
Oh, do you want to put here? Stefan or?
Not shot. We still have a box, a partial box that we bought. That's when I see something. This time, yeah.
Hi, everyone. Sorry for the delay. We're just getting our virtual access up and running so that our friends and family on Zoom and YouTube can participate. Please continue to talk amongst yourselves. If you need a good discussion question, what is a silver lining you experienced since last Rosh Hashanah? I'll see you in a little bit.
Very good.
Yes. And we're just going to ask everyone to please cover your nose and mouth with your masks so that we can keep each other safe. Thank you.
Hi, Amidah. Hi, Ron. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Martin. Hi, Janowski.
Some grants true. You know,
basic.
I mean, I'm very grateful when at some point, that's not gonna happen. Well, I think we go over to the other side when you can look and see both sides. That's terrible. I know. It's awful. Really. We're forced to take it. I basically get this. I just don't want you to do this. I can't say this. I can't say that. Oh, I know. We've got we're so touchy right now. Absolutely. I totally. And I understand there was a point when we should have watched ourselves a little better. It's like, you know, from here to here, what are we going to get over here? You know, right. Everybody should like so that what happens? Self-censor. Okay. Yes. Self-censor. All of us do. And it's self-censoring art as well. We're not taking risks.
Hi, Shane.
I was listening to a comedian called Chris Ross. He said, it's terrible out there. I can't say, Bill Maher does it, and I'm not seeing what I've seen happen. Bill Maher is probably not going to really help out regarding this video that's going on in our culture now. But yeah, it's just a shiny combination. That's the other side. We're at a right where and no, you know, no testing, high school, no grades. I just read Warner saying they want to do away with honors. That's right.
Hi, Shane.
They're actually impeding competition. And I think it's good competition. That's right. You don't have to compete with well, the difference is how to demonstrate despite this quality. There's a different problem with that too. I'll give you an example.
Well, I had to press something for you.
It doesn't show up to the we should get a seal. So we don't want to do this. We don't want to do it. I'm so far behind and we can't catch up. I'm sorry. I think that the kids that really decide are not trying hard. A kid is trying so hard. He's barely getting 68 or 70. He's only going 20 points better than someone. That's not even shown them. And I'm sure you have to self-censor. All right, let's do it. Let's run it all. And I'm more sensitive. Extremely sensitive. Yes, I am. Very sensitive. Don't hurt my feelings. I won't be able to sing tenor. You know what you do? I can't do it without you, Joe. I can't do it without you. That's true. Yeah. You 38. This is my 41st or 42nd year. We started the choir in 1980.
I was here maybe 8.
Okay. Shana Tova. My name is Dana Boyle, and I am a trustee on the board of Congregation Bethlehem. It is an honor to welcome you to our sanctuary this morning, whether you are here in person or attending virtually. We are delighted to celebrate the new year with all of you. We want to maintain a warm and welcoming feeling for these services and create a sacred space that will inspire prayer. Please help us by turning off all cell phones. For everyone's health and safety, please wear a mask over your nose and mouth while on our campus and practice safe distancing by skipping a chair or two between groups. All our clergy, choir members, and shofar blowers are fully vaccinated and have tested negative for COVID-19 within the last 24 hours. For those wearing hearing aids with the T-Coil program, you will be able to access our hearing loop using this program. We also have headphones for those who do not have a compatible hearing aid. We have large print High Holy Day prayer books as well. These headsets and large print books are located on the tables under the sanctuary monitors. Okay. All our liturgy will be projected on screen with page numbers if you choose to follow along in your prayer book. All honorees, please come up when the rabbi calls you. All readers, please keep your masks on and read from this table where I'm standing right now. For everyone on Zoom and YouTube, if you experience any technical difficulties, please use the chat box or call 609-799-9401, extension 0. We ask for your patience and kindness as we work to assist you the best we can. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, our clergy and staff, we wish you a Shana Tova, a new year filled with health and peace.
All right, our service will begin in your prayer books on page 110. We're just in the process of getting a liturgy up, but if you have a prayer book, 110. And you all missed the beautiful coalescence of Jewish tradition and reality at this morning's tent service. As Matovu is, how beautiful are your tents, Jacob? Your dwelling place is Israel. We got to enjoy that this morning at 9 o'clock. But don't worry, you will also visit the tent for our shofar service, which will be after our sanctuary service today.
Take
now my pleasure to invite our temple president, Rhonda Wydra, to share her greetings with us on Zoom. And if God willing, this will work beautifully.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shana Tova to everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. As you know, the temple leadership felt it was very important this year to offer as many opportunities as possible for people to pray and gather together during these holidays, whether outside.
One moment, Rhonda, we lost your audio.
I am unmuted.
It happens.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, is Rhonda? Just want to be sure.
Yeah.
You pause.
I hate technology. Well, I can you say something?
I can say anything you want.
Well, they can hear her on Zoom. It's our sound that's the problem. All right.
You can't.
Canner has.
We can hear you.
There she goes. There we go.
You can hear me now in the sanctuary?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. If you don't mind starting from the relative top. There she is in the corner.
Oh, maybe we seem to be hearing other people, but we're not hearing Rhonda.
Oh, Rhonda, you are muted.
Can you hear me now in the sanctuary?
Yes.
Okay, great. And everyone on Zoom can hear me, right? Okay.
You thought you came here for high holidays, but instead it's a comedy show.
All right, well, let's try again. And
Let her go.
The technology gods are fickle.
So I'm going to keep reading.
Sorry, Rhonda, we again cannot hear you. All right, we're going to take another break. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll let you know when it's time to come back.
Why don't you have her
We
speak?
can go on, but
Maybe you can
there
get
are
back
more
to
people
the
participating in our service
Let her
this
speak
way
a
this
little
morning,
later.
so we gotta get a break. We're gonna get-
Wait.
Oh, how about now? Rhonda?
Can you hear me now?
Don't touch it.
Okay. Try, so let's try again.
Okay, so everyone can hear me, right?
Yeah, you're loud.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Well, since we're starting on a lighter note, let me just say Shana Tova, and I actually struggled to find a joke to start the speech. Now I don't have to, because that was pretty funny. So I feel pretty good that I came up short on a joke since we had a little comedy relief, but I do want to share with you my favorite holiday pun that my dad would say every time we went to Rosh Hashanah services. He would always say, "So far, so good." Okay, that's the best I could do, but I always miss my dad this time of year, so I'm happy I got to share that with you. As you know, we thought it was really important to have as many opportunities to get together, whether it was Zoom, whether it works all the time, or in the sanctuary, or in person under the tent. I was there this morning, and for my family in the sanctuary, I'd love to be with you today, but I do feel the need to zoom into our indoor services for the health and safety of my family. So thank you for your understanding, and I hope to see you soon. I've spent the last year feeling grateful for the people in my life, even though COVID kept us apart. I've thought a lot about community, my own community of family and friends, and my Beth Chaim community, which includes more than 400 households. 2,000 years ago, Rabbi Hillel said, "Do not separate yourself from community," and his words continue to ring true. We've come together to celebrate the new year, even with physical distancing. Our community is strong. Our committees, task force, and auxiliaries continue to work hard to provide activities for all of you. Our weekly services, just like today, are filled with beautiful music and prayers, and our schools continue to thrive. There is much to be excited about in the new year. Beth Chaim is celebrating its 50th anniversary. Very hard to believe. You know, some of our longtime congregants talk about creating this synagogue in the middle of a cornfield. Our founders were a small group dedicated to making sure Central New Jersey would be a place where Reformed Jews could call home. And look at us now. We have the last remaining Jewish preschool in the area, and we are now the new home to the local Jewish Federation. The leadership here at Beth Chaim is committed to making sure the synagogue is around for another 50 years and beyond. We are well on the way to do that. We weathered a financial storm amidst a global pandemic. We asked congregants to give if they could, and you did. Last year, we saw a culture of philanthropy emerge under the leadership of Drew Staffelberg, Vice President of Finance, and leaders Karen Brodsky and Don Leibowitz. Developing a culture of giving is important if we want this synagogue to be here for decades to come. Membership dues cover about half of our budget. We rely on fundraising for the rest. Some of you, our congregants, have made multi-year gifts to the temple. Others have made life and legacy commitments, which are designed to support future activities. We're very grateful for all of you who have generously participated, and please let us know if you would like more information about these opportunities to fortify Beth Chaim's future. You're going to hear more about these initiatives in the year ahead. Because of your generosity and commitment to this temple, we believe we are now in the position to re-examine our dues model. We know some members are able to contribute more, such as our sustaining members, and we know some members face financial challenges that should never, ever limit anyone's connection to our community. Our Reimagining Dues Task Force, led by Board Trustee Michael Schwartz, is looking into different ways of approaching membership commitment. I don't know what changes we'll make. We're still in the research phase, but the task force will be reaching out to you in the months ahead to hear your thoughts. Please share. We value your opinion. When I think of our community, I think of how our collective Jewish values are expressed by individual members. I think of families like Barry and Joan Cutler, founding members who've been active for more than 40 years, with Barry serving as one of our temple presidents. I got to know Barry very well during our rabbinic transition. He served on the transition committee and was dedicated to moving Beth Chaim forward while honoring its past. From the Cutlers, I have learned that our long-serving congregants build a solid foundation for our community. We owe it to them to make sure Beth Chaim will be a spiritual home for their grandchildren and future generations. I think of families like Holly Singer and Richard Eland, who have continuously volunteered at the temple and stayed active members even after their children attended religious school. They cherish their temple membership for the social and educational opportunities it provides. Holly says the interaction among like-minded local Jews, worthwhile programs offered, and opportunities to make an impact in the community are important to them. From the Singer Eland family, I have learned it's not what you get from your membership, it's what your membership inspires you to give back. Our community also includes younger families like Yimi and Stacy Kierman, who joined Beth Chaim a few years ago through the preschool. In Yimi's words, they wanted to be part of a strong Jewish community to which their entire family could have a connection. Yimi says it's important that their kids grow up with a Jewish identity and are proud of their background, and Beth Chaim helps to provide that. From the Kiermans, I have learned that there will always be new Jewish families looking for connections to other Jews and Jewish tradition, and they make me optimistic about our future and the future of Reformed Judaism. I could share so many stories like this from so many of you. I hope you stay active and recommit to Beth Chaim in our 50th anniversary year by volunteering if you have the time, by giving if you have the means, by attending services or our many wonderful programs, by embracing our community as a unique and wonderful place, and by dreaming that our best days are still to come. The doors to our house of life are always open. Join us in this sacred work. I want to thank Rabbi Blum, Cantor Binder, our educator Ann Berman Waldorf, and our executive director Mira Brzezowski for all their work to make these high holy days meaningful for all of us. Joe and Sandy and the choir, it's great to hear you once again. Thank you. Thank you to our office and maintenance staff. And I want to especially express my appreciation for the hard work from my amazing board members and all of our terrific lay leaders. And to my Beth Chaim family, thank you for being here today, for all you do, and for all you give to our Kehila Kadosha, our sacred community. Let me also offer a prayer that our sound remains on for the rest of this service. Shana Tova, wishing you and your family a happy and healthy new year.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. We heard every word that time. We're going to return to our prayers now, page 141, if you have a prayer book in front of you, and we'll all rise for Chatzi Kaddish as we are able. Page 141. Page numbers are up on the screen as well.
Yitadal v'kadash Shemei Rabba. Amen. Ve'alema, 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 dibra, ve'yamli.
Found on page 147.
I am the blossom pressed in a book, found again after 200 years. I am the maker, the lover, and the keeper. When a young girl who starves sits down to a table, she will sit beside me. I am the food on the prisoner's plate. I am water rushing to the wellhead, filling the pitcher until it spills. I am the patient gardener of the dry and weedy garden. I am the stone step, the latch, and the working hinge. I am the heart contracted by joy, the longest hair white before the rest. I am there in the basket of fruit presented to the window. I am the musk rose opening unattended, the fern on the boggy summit. I am the one whose love overcomes you, already with you when you think to call my name. All life springs from a single fountainhead. Listen, Israel, know the oneness at the heart of multiplicity. With love and reverence, bear witness to Makor HaKayim.
Thank you, Nancy. Page 150.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Lahuta, Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם באותה ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
I now invite Dan Berg to share a reading, which can be found on page 163.
Remember the stories of slavery, and you will never stop working for freedom. Remember their fear at the edge of the sea, and self-doubt will never defeat you. Remember when desperation turned to celebration, and you will never let go of hope. Remember the words of the Baal Shem Tov, forgetfulness leads to exile, remembrance is the secret of redemption.
מי כמוך בוראים אדוני, מי כמוך אלוהים בקודש, נורות תהילו וספר.
שיר חדש השיבו גאולים על שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. גור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל בוא עלינו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
Everyone who's able to please rise as we turn to the Amidah, which continues on the even pages.
Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai.
אמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק, ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, עמל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. זוכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, וכותבנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצליח ישוע. מי כמוך אל הרחמים, זוכר יצוריו לחיים ברחמים, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, בחיי הכל.
I now invite Andrew Mandel to share an English reading with us as I ask everyone to please be seated.
Our actions help us live in such a way that when we suffer life's darkest depredations, we will always have ways of coping with them. Our actions may not change the ultimate outcome one iota, but they alter our attitude, bolster our ability to withstand challenges, help us handle unavoidable misfortunes better, and see life's valued amid chaos and dismay.
Oh ומלאכים יקפצו וגאולתם יוקצו.
Let us proclaim the power of this day, a day whose holiness awakens deepest awe and inspires highest praise for your dominion. For your throne is a throne of love. Your reign is a reign in truth.
Linda, if you'll just move over a little to the right into the microphone.
Sorry. In truth, you are judge and plaintiff, counselor and witness. You inscribe and seal. You record and recount. You remember all that we have forgotten. And when you open your book of memories, it speaks for itself. For every human hand leaves its mark, an imprint like no other. And so a great shofar will cry, Tekiah. A still, small voice will be heard. Angels in a whirl of fear and trembling will say, Behold the day of judgment, for they too are judged. In your eyes, even they are not blameless. All who come into the world pass before you, like sheep before their shepherd. As a shepherd considers the flock when it passes beneath the staff, you count and consider every life. You set bounds. You decide destiny. You inscribe judgments.
בראש השנה, בראש השנה ייכתבון, וביום צום כיפור, וביום צום כיפור ייכתבון, בראש השנה ייכתבון, 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 וביום צום כיפור ייכתבון. כמה יעברו, וכמה ימראו, מי יחיה ומי ימות, מי בקיצו ומי לא בקיצו, מי באש ומי במים, בראש השנה ייכתבון, וביום צום כיפור ייכתבון, בראש השנה ייכתבון, וביום צום כיפור ייכתבון, מי בחר ומי בחיים, מי ברעב ומי בצמא, מי ברעב ובמגפה, בראש השנה ייכתבון, וביום צום כיפור ייכתבון, בראש השנה ייכתבון, וביום צום כיפור ייכתבון, מי בחניקה ומי בסקילה, מי ינוח ומי ינוח, מי ישקיט ומי יטורח, מי ישלב ומי יתייסר, בראש השנה, בראש השנה ייכתבון, וביום צום כיפור, וביום צום כיפור ייכתבון, בראש השנה ייכתבון, וביום צום כיפור ייכתבון, בראש השנה ייכתבון, וביום צום כיפור ייכתבון, מי עני ומי ישיר, מי יושפל ומי ירום, ותשובה ותפילה וצדקה, מערבי 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 ארוז ארוז.
We'll now hear from Cheryl Wexler on Zoom.
On Rosh Hashanah, this is written. On the fast of Yom Kippur, this is sealed. How many will pass away from this world? How many will be born into it? Who will live and who will die? Who will reach the ripeness of age? who will be taken before their time, who by fire and who by water, who by war and who by beast, who by famine and who by drought, who by earthquake and who by plague, who by strangling and who by stoning, who will rest and who will wander, who will be tranquil and who will be troubled, who will be calm and who tormented, who will live in poverty and who in prosperity, who will be humbled and who exalted. But through return to the right path, through prayer and righteous giving, we can transcend the harshness of the decree.
We'll now hear from Janet and Harlan Greenman, an English reading found on page 187.
Holy is the dignity that is human, sacred the mystery we call divine. Holy is the sacrifice made for those we love, precious the pains they take for us.
Sublime the glory of the heavens above us, sacred the beauty that glows within us. Noble is the mind in search of meaning, the heart is happy that finds its way. Awesome is the power that rules our being, holy the kinship that makes us one.
Thank you both. We'll continue in the middle of page 192.
קדוש אתה ונורא שמך ונעלה מבלעדיך ככתוב ויקבע אדוני צבאות במשפט והאל הקדוש נקדש בצדקה ברוך אתה אדוני המלך הקדוש.
Amen. We now have a reading from Ellen and Arnold Sherman.
Chose us with love to be messengers of mitzvot.
If you can get a little closer to the microphone.
And through us you made known their aspirations. Among all the many peoples, you gave us a pathway to holiness. Among all the great nations, you lifted us and made yourself our sovereign. And so we seek you and serve you and celebrate our nearness to your presence. Your great and sacred name has become our calling.
In your love, eternal our God,
you have given us this day of remembrance, a day for the shofar's joyful sound, a day of
sacred assembly,
a day to be mindful of our peoples going out from Egypt.
Our God, O God, in generations before us, may in memory of us ascend and come before you, may it be heard and seen by you, winning your favor and reaching your awareness, together with memory of our ancestors, in memory of your sacred city, Jerusalem, in memory of your people, the family of Israel. May we be remembered for safety, well-being, and favor, for love and compassion, for life and for peace on this day of remembrance.
Thank you both.
Save
Mom.
I guess it was 11 days ago, birth of your niece, our fourth grandchild, our granddaughter.
My sister gave birth to a beautiful, healthy little girl just 11 days ago. So, and my parents, since last Rosh Hashanah, celebrated 40 years of marriage. Are we back up and running?
We are back up.
Oh, Carol.
My great nephew made it out of Afghanistan.
Well, your great nephew made it out of Afghan safely, and yes, that deserves applause.
We're coming up on 44.
44 years of the Puchatis, fantastic. And singing and playing for Beth Chaim for most of those, I think.
Actually, this is 41 here.
Amazing, amazing. Any other blessings before we continue with our prayer for peace? I think that's pretty good. Oh, one more. So Barbara and Miles are among our earliest members, and we started, and Ruth too, started in a church. Grateful to have this home, absolutely. And and just like Rhonda said earlier, we are celebrating our golden anniversary as a congregation. More on that later. All right, Sim Shalom, page 216.
יברך את עמך ישראל ואת כל עמים בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שים שלום, שים שלום, שים שלום, שים שלום. לב החסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. שים שלום, שלום, שים שלום. ברוך אתה אדוני, ברוך שמו עושה
We now take a few moments for silent prayer, and we'll come back together in song shortly.